Yes!
We can get this mounted on the boat. Soon there'll be a windlass there. You're coming too.
What started as a dream is now our reality. 6 years ago, we poured her ballast, raised every frame, cut every plank, and named her Rediviva. Ready for life back on the ocean, this year we're determined to set sail.
Would you look at that? I'd say that's the making of a fine cruising vessel.
We're Salt and Tar, and this is our life. We're happy to share, and thanks for joining us.
Keys? Hoi.
Look!
Blue sky.
It's sunshine!
We're both pretty excited today because this is day 1 out of 4 that the weather is all partly sunny.
It's been raining constantly.
Yeah.
Day after day after day after day after day.
I'm excited about the project we're choosing because I think we have a pretty high percentage of likelihood that we will get it start to finish in these 4 days. And there's a lot more stuff to do below decks, so then it opens up a rainy day project down below, which will be a good thing to have because, yeah, it's been a pretty wet winter this year so far. So we're gonna work on the windlass. It's all painted. We just have to put all the pieces back together, grease it all up, close it up for good, and then bring it to the boat. Well, we're gonna do all of that at the boat, but then stare at it for a little while, get bolts for it, and then drill another hole through the deck where the chain will pass down, and then everything else is pretty much below deck. Figuring out how we want to do the kind of anchor chain rode well, which will be forward of our bed.
All right, you carry this, I'll carry this.
You got it. There's the cap for the hole after we drill it, and attaches stopper and all the screws face on. I think that's it. There you go. We also found a piece of duck fur for both the on-deck platform that the windlass will sit on, and are you gonna use this for below deck too?
Yeah.
Backing block. Had this guy laying around for a while. Now it has a purpose. You got a little happy face on? What are you doing? Why are you sitting like that?
So we just got to clear this area up a little bit. Basically just get the anchor out of the way. Then we'll have to lower the bowsprit and probably just go ahead and remove the bobstay, because that's a piece of anchor chain that I cut off for that, so it's the right size. And then, but I need a length of chain to run over the roller and then run back to the windlass, so make sure that the gypsy is lined up and everything flows smoothly, and decide if we need to put the windlass how high on a platform or blah 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 blah. So, and then figure out if we need to do like a copper kind of
channel or something,
or just like a copper kind of chafe guard on the Samson post if the chain rakes against it at all when it's going out.
I see.
Yeah, so I just need to find out all those little details first, and then we can actually start doing stuff. That poops on me.
Soon there'll be a windlass there. She's a heavy one.
Alright, I guess the first thing we should do is grease it up and put it all back together permanently.
Okay.
Can you get me a flathead screwdriver as well? Thank you. So here's the internals of the windlass. Just pulling this shaft out, but it's just incredibly simple and robust. Just two big geared wheels. The little braking mechanism is right down there. This is a spring, and you'll see the brake once I pull this off. So that's all there is to it. It's the main big gear wheel here. This gears up here. When you spin this, turn this wheel, which turns the shaft, which turns the whole windlass, and then the braking mechanism is here. And really simple, just a spring. This has a big kind of like cork brake on it. Squeeze some grease in there. See if I can work it in there at all. It's obviously like stays pretty well protected from the elements in there, because this is just steel, and for how old it is,
Yeah.
it's hardly rusted at all.
That was a nice click.
Yeah, I just kind of realized I probably shouldn't have greased that.
Where the cork is.
Yeah, or the brake pad goes. What do you think about that? Bolts. It's harder to pull off when it's all greasy.
Finally weather to get some boat work done.
I know, right? It's nice. Been waiting for it.
And you can leave all the ports open. It's so nice. Oh man, he's sagging. The bundle of stuff out there. Whee! Here it comes! Oh, look at our neighbor. Doo! Is it really coming in now?
Oh, Aphrodite.
Hold on, Jim!
Oh! Oh, shit.
Oh man! That guy doesn't even know what he just did. Looks pretty smooth.
It's really smooth.
That helps get the chain to go down this hole.
Oh, it still breaks pretty good.
Nice. Perfect. One greased windlass. Now the staring begins.
So we got to figure out where it goes on the deck based on where our beams are underneath, and we're going to start with that, and then once we establish that, then we can figure out, we'll drop the bowsprit down, we'll stick a piece of chain over and make sure that the chain clears the Samson post nicely. Alright, so we need to just kind of take a mental note down here where the Samson post is, where each of the bulwark stanchions are, where the deck beams are, and that would be really nice if the length of our bolts fit between these two beams, because that would make our lives really easy. We would just make a backer that goes right between these two beams. You'd bolt through it, and we'd lag it in from here and here, and here and here.
We're kind of between exactly where we were down below. So from this bolt to that bolt, let's see if we get lucky. 13 3/8.
Yep.
Woo!
We can
It's
do
only
it.
12 wide. Yay!
So center to center on the bolts is it's about 10 1/4, 10 5/16.
Cool.
We've got a decent amount of wiggle room, so that's good.
You don't play with the chain angle?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, keep the pressure on it. Well, it clears fairly nice. I mean, it's going to scratch the crap out of the that piece of hardware, but I mean, it doesn't really matter. And it's basically centered.
You want to put it on the
I mean, it's not touching.
2x? Yeah.
I really only need one for up top if it needed to sit higher, but if not, like, I don't really see the point of going through the extra work.
So we could just measure back from the stanchion.
Yeah, I get a more accurate measurement from down below, from the aft end of the stanchion to the forward face of the beam. Then we'll draw ourselves a line across right here, and then we'll measure from that line back, get 2 points, draw a line.
We could add like a tube that it would pass through,
Mm-hmm.
like a pipe or even just PVC.
Mm-hmm. So 2.5
2.5
on port.
on port. What was it?
13 3/8. So
Very accurately. Minor You can see it's a little less than half an inch between the Samson post measurements and the bulwark stanchions. So we're gonna double check some things before we drill holes through the deck. So we've transferred measurements down to underneath the deck here, up forward. So Garrett's cutting up some pattern material.
The forward and aft ends and the angles on those, and then the bevels on the faces of these. So I'll make the pattern, that'll give us 2 ends, and then we'll use the bevel gauge and then do that. Take the bevels off that.
Arts and crafts. So we're down to, I think, about 30 minutes before the sun dips behind these clouds, and we're kind of at a really good stopping point. So I think we're gonna pick it back up tomorrow, and I don't know, I think we can get it all fastened and bolted home in one solid day tomorrow, which will be extremely exciting. Yeah, and then we can go on to something else that we want to do on deck if we got that all done tomorrow, like finishing the nav lights. And we're still waiting on parts to come in for the motor, and that's another good rainy day project. So we're kind of both excited to be taking a break from that and getting back to something that feels really rewarding. Our warm-up for today is getting the bed out. Easiest way to keep this all clean will be just to remove it. Okay. So next, take down the pattern.
Yeah, take down the pattern, take the forward bevels, cut the forward line, take the aft bevels, cut the aft, then get that backing block dry fit. Once everything looks nice, then we can line up the windlass up top and drill our holes, then get the backing block into place, drill the holes through the backing block, and then we'll drill the larger holes for the chain. And at that point, then we'll slather all the inside of those holes with epoxy for the end grain for the plywood, and then probably lay butyl on everything and bolt it home.
Heck yeah, solid plan.
And that'll pretty much be done for up top, and then down below we just have to build some kind of like chain
Chute.
Yeah, like a little chute to divert the chain a little bit further forward into our eventual chain locker, which we'll see what we do with that. It's a lot easier to work up here without that bump.
Yeah.
Oh.
Got all your labels on it?
Yeah, I think so.
Alright.
See if I can pull it down without breaking it.
Yeah, we ran out of our door skin plywood pattern making material, but John had left some of this hard cardboard.
Yeah,
So
it works great.
out. De-bevel.
Thanks, babe. a few swipes with the planer on to do her.
Yeah. Why do you do that?
Because I like making pretty pictures. Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Oh,
Is
yeah.
that perfect?
It's like a perfect press fit in now, but I should probably take a few more swipes out because it's gonna swell.
Oh yeah.
This is pretty dry.
Oh, it's nice.
So, I think next step is go up top and line up the windlass, get it exactly where we want to get it, and drill some holes.
Ooh boy. 4 more small holes and then 2 bigger holes.
Might still put in some bracing between the Samson post and this forward beam, because obviously with the windlass the most pull you're going to get is in this direction. So bracing this beam up against the Samson post too would give it even more support. Looks like it's slightly that way.
Alignment is just as important as installment. Although it doesn't have the splendor of finality, it's a part of the journey. Thanks for hanging out with us today. We'll see you next week.
Dun,
No.
dun,
No.
dun, dun,
Well, you're bleeding already. We done working for the day.
yeah.
Brain farted on that one.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you're so gorgeous.
What's up, ladies?
I was building boats before it was cool to build boats.
I've been driving a Lincoln since long before anybody paid me to drive one.
I just do it because it feels good. It'll feel good once we start sailing.